Here for Balboa Upper Yard. I'd like to introduce our Executive Director for Mission Housing, and he's joining us via video. Thank you so much.
Welcome everyone. I just want to say thank you for letting us share this fantastic day with the community. My name's Sam Moss. I'm the Executive Director of Mission Housing Development Corporation, one of the developers for the Balboa Park Upper Yard. We're standing on the future site of what will be 130 low-income family units for the District 11 community and throughout San Francisco. I really want to thank Supervisor Safaí, the Board of Directors of Mission Housing, the BART Board of Directors as well. We're also standing on land that will eventually be a brand new community center and new BART station and plaza. And it's things like these, it's collaborations like these that are the most important work that we do in the affordable housing community. It's important to take advantage of sites like this. They don't come up very often. With the construction as expensive as it is and the uncertain times right now, I'm honored to personally be able to say thank you for allowing us to help deliver this vital community center. Most importantly, CUHJ and the community for sticking together and working together throughout the last 5 years to make this a reality. Without the tireless work that CUHJ has put forth since 2008, I don't believe that we'd be here. It's important for everyone that's watching to realize that the standard for affordable housing development and community organization has been set at the Balboa Park Upper Yard. This will be the new norm, engaging everyone that will benefit from a property, not just those that live at the property, is at the heart of Mission Housing's mission. And I'm honored to be able to stand here today and say how awesome it's going to be. And finally, I want to thank Marcia Contreras, Mission Housing's Deputy Executive Director. I know it looks like I run the company, but I think we can all agree that without Marcia, Mission Housing would not be where we are today. Thank you, Marcia. And without further ado, I am honored to welcome Mayor London Breed.
Thank you so much, Sam. I'm Mayor London Breed, so excited to be here with all of you today for the Balboa Park Upper Yard groundbreaking. Now, this is really a groundbreaking project for the Lakeview OMI community. It's one of the second 100% affordable housing projects in the Lakeview community, and that has no small part to do with the people of this community who have fought for years and years for their fair share of not just housing, but 100% affordable housing. 131 units right here at Balboa Park. And let me just talk a little bit about how amazing this project is. Not only will there be an on-site childcare, there'll also be wraparound services for families. And what's so amazing about this project is that we will be using neighborhood preference. So the people of this community get the right of first refusal for the units that are built in their community. It's time to change how we provide affordable housing in communities. It can't just be that we build this housing and then no one who grew up and was born and raised in this community has access. We have so many incredible leaders who are going to be working with us to make sure that the people of this community apply for the affordable housing and that they get in. It's going to be up to you. But let me also tell you about some of the great amenities of this project, because this is how housing should be built, very close to transit corridors. And we're lucky to have a partner in the SFMTA, so I want to thank SFMTA, I want to thank BART, I want to thank all our transit agencies for the work that they have not only done to work so that we could use this property for 100% affordable housing, but the work that's going to be provided around reimagining what this plaza looks like. There'll be some additional BART trains, there'll be some additional resources, $30 million from the state invested in this project, which is just one of the many things that we know we need to do as a city to make sure that we are building more housing along transit corridors. It's not only efficient for the people who rely on public transportation every single day, it's also good for the environment. And let me just take an opportunity to really thank Mission Housing and Sam Moss for the work that they've done on this project. I want to thank Bill Witt and Related for what they have done. I want to thank our SFMTA department for working with us to transition this property for affordable housing. I want to thank BART for their partnership. I want to thank our Mayor's Office of Housing and the work that they have done. It really does take a village. These projects are so expensive because it's not just about building housing, it's about building the infrastructure to maintain this housing for generations to come. It's about redoing the plazas and making it work. It's about the fact that there will be families moving into this particular development, and we want to make sure that children have a safe place to play. So many incredible things, such an amazing project. And let me also just give credit to where credit is due. The leader of this community, Supervisor Ahsha Safaí, when he first stepped on the Board of Supervisors, he said that it is really unfortunate that no affordable housing has even been built in this community. And he wanted to change that. We are breaking ground on the second affordable housing development in District 11 since he's been in office, and that is an absolute amazing accomplishment. We are so grateful for his leadership, his partnership, the work that he has done not only to provide affordable housing, but the job center, the library, the parks, everything that matters to people and families who actually live here. Because of this supervisor, the Lakeview community is no longer the forgotten community of San Francisco. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Supervisor Ahsha Safaí.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a historic day, and we're really excited to be here. I want to start off by saying that rather than keeping this site and just as an empty parking lot or just used as parking, we went, she doesn't like it when I say this, but we marched into the mayor's office, but we marched slowly, and we said, what can we do creatively on this site while we're waiting for affordable housing to be built? And we came up with a plan for safe parking. There's individuals in this city that are unhoused, that are living in their vehicles, and she did not even hesitate. She supported us, myself and Supervisor Valley Brown at the time, and we were able to create something that has never been done in San Francisco, and that's safe parking for those that are unhoused living in their vehicles. We're coming up on about a 1-year anniversary of that work, and it has been extremely successful. So I want to thank the mayor for supporting us and believing us and allowing us to do something positive with this site while we waited for the housing to get built. Another thing that the mayor did when she was on the Board of Supervisors that I want to underscore is neighborhood preference. Neighborhood preference says if you live within proximity, if you live within the radius of this site, you will have first crack at getting into these apartments. That is something that had never been done in San Francisco before. That is extremely important to the Lakeview OMI community. About 20, 30 years ago, this community was over 50% African American. Today, it's down to less than 20%. But the children and families of those families that have grown here and raised here and prospered here are still connected to this community. They will have the ability, if they live in these homes, and their families and other neighbors will have the ability to apply for these. And I want to give special recognition to Ms. Gwen Brown, who runs our Job Opportunity Center. She's also going to be working on our employment opportunities for this site, and she'll be someone that we work with and Mission Housing and the mayor's office works with to ensure that we do the outreach in this community so people apply. That's a very important thing. Another thing, again, to thank the mayor, this project would have not been at the top of the pile. We came in and made the argument that this district has never seen any family affordable housing built on any scale. Mayor Breed put us at the top. She listened to us, she heard the community, she heard our voices, and filled that gap, an additional $20 to $30 million, first out of the ERAF funds and now out of the Prop A Affordable Housing Bond funds. That is what closed the gap for this project. We're here celebrating today a major grant, a transportation grant that was awarded to this site, another $20 million. This site is special. This site is important for this community, and we would not have been able to be celebrating this without Mayor Breed and her leadership and support. So thank you, Mayor Breed. Mission Housing, Related have been wonderful partners. I don't know how many times I've had to pick up the phone and call Bill Witt and work through problems to make sure that that this project is going to stay on track, that it's going to be built, that it's going to be family. And then let me make one last point before I end. Another thing the mayor and I worked on together when she was board president, and along with Supervisor Jane Kim, along with Supervisor Aaron Peskin, we updated the conversation about what is affordable and affordable for whom. So many times in this city, people are talking about housing and affordable housing just for extremely low-income families. And you know what? We do a pretty good job of that in San Francisco, and we need to do more. But what we haven't done, and what this community has always been, has been a community of working people, a community of working families. I'm talking about nonprofit workers, I'm talking about teachers, I'm talking about muni drivers and educators. I'm talking about people that get up and make this city run every day. And because of the work that we did, we've been able to expand the definition of affordable. We've been able to ensure that working families will also be included in this conversation, so that when a janitor applies or when a nonprofit worker applies, they will also be able to qualify for this housing. Now, that's not at the exclusion of low-income families, because what we did, we expanded the pie. Instead of having 80 to 100 units, we went up to 130, and we did that with the community process. So I'm very proud of the result here today. I'm very happy to be here. I want to thank again Related, Mission Housing, Mayor Breed, the Mayor's Office of Housing, Mary and Al Harris from the District 11 Council. Thank you for being here. Felicia Thibodeau from IT Bookman, one of the longer institutions in Lakeview on I see folks from Poder here. I see folks from Community United for Health and Justice. I want to recognize all the community work that went into making this possible. This is years in the making. This is something that will be special and lasting. And thank you very much, everyone. Oh, sorry. Yes, and then our other partner that's very important, because we're sitting on their land, is BART. BART has been another partner in helping us solve the puzzle on how we're going to reimagine this plaza here. SFMTA also was a part of that. But I'd like to bring up Miss Alicia Tross from BART. Thank you.
Hello, welcome. I'm Alicia Tross. I'm BART's Chief Communications Officer, and welcome to our fabulous Balboa Park BART station. I love this station. I love how easy you can jump off a train and then get on a muni bus. It's a great partnership. In BART, our business is moving people, right? But it's also gaining lifetime riders. And you do that by building housing right across the street from your station. I want to briefly talk about something we're very concerned about at BART. It's the mobility divide. You've heard of the digital divide, right? Well, there's a mobility divide, and it's perpetuating inequality. And the way you tackle it is you build 100% affordable housing right next to transit, right next to BART, right next to Muni, and you make it easy to go to your job, go to your healthcare appointments, and go to school by doing that. And this partnership is going to tackle that mobility divide. Next, I want to toss it to our BART Board of Director, Bevan Defty. He represents District 9, so let's roll the tape.
Bevan Defty, and I'm proud to join you this morning virtually on behalf of the BART Board of Directors, and especially my great colleagues, BART Board President Latifah Simon and Director Janice Lee. We're honored to be here to acknowledge the neighborhood, the community leaders that I've known over so many years here in San Francisco, who had a vision for what could be done, and that we could take this site and develop homes for families that need them, and to create a vibrant, meaning place that brings the community together, and also to recognize the importance of transit-oriented development. what we're trying to do at BART around the Bay Area, which is to build complete communities that have housing and retail and sometimes commercial and great bike and pedestrian access and public meeting and gathering places. And so I really want to congratulate the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development and also Mission Housing Development Corporation and related companies and SFMTA, our transit partner. And so many great things are going to come as a result of this, that we're going to have better seamless transit access, and that individuals exiting BART at Balboa Park are going to find a great community space where we may have farmers markets and other things that really bring our community together. I really want to say that we are extremely grateful to the community, and I also want to add to Mayor London Breed, Supervisor Ahsha Safaí, Supervisor John Avalos, the predecessor supervisor for this district, and really just to say that the city has really come together to create an amazing TOD project. This is an important milestone, and we're really gratified to be part of it and to show the Bay Area that we can develop much needed housing and vitality and help to create a more complete community. Congratulations to everyone.
All right, thanks, Bevan. Now I'd like to introduce Bill Witt. He's the chairman and CEO of Related California. That's one of the state's largest developers of affordable housing and based here in this great city of San Francisco. Everyone, please welcome Bill Witt.
Thank you, Alicia. You know, as the mayor and Supervisor Safaí said, I've been working both in government and in the private sector in San Francisco since the early 80s, and this is the first time, the first year I can remember a big push for affordable housing in this neighborhood, which has long been needed. And I think what's really made this happen, as you've already heard, is we've gotten to work along with Mission Housing with two of the most effective advocates for affordable housing, not only in the city but in California. With Mayor Breed, if you mention affordable housing and about to ask for something, she will typically say yes. Now, the answer is yes. Now, what's the question? You can't do any better than that. And Supervisor Safaí, who's become a friend and colleague over these years working on this project, every month I know I'm going to get a call from him saying, what's going on? What can we do? Oh, we have this technical problem. Let's figure out a way to solve it. Oh, we have to lobby the state to get funding. What can I do to help? He's really helped, along with our partners at Mission Housing, in bringing the community into this. So this is not just about bricks and mortar. This is about holistic housing, you know, and you've heard all the components of that in working with the community. I'd also like to thank our staff, Ann Silverberg, Andrew Scorfar, and Nick Wilder, who are here today, for all the technical work needed to work with our partners at BART to make this technically feasible. This is a very challenging site. We have to deal with BART's legitimate questions. We have to deal with issues of ingress and egress to have the services, the site work, the child care, all on a very complicated site. We have a great architect in Methuen Partners, a great contractor in Cahill Contractors, and all of this has come together to make it happen. So, and I would also like to acknowledge the Mayor's Office of Housing, who on behalf of the city has worked with us throughout to make sure that all the funding works together, as Supervisor Safaí said, to close the gap to make the financing feasible. So I look forward to the day when we open this development in a few years from now, and we welcome the residents of Lakeview and others for whom this housing was intended. So thank you very much. And now I will bring back Marcia Contreras of Mission Housing.
Thank you, Mr. Witt. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your kind words. I would like now to introduce Jesse Fernandez, Program Manager with Communities United for Health and Justice. Jesse?
Buenos dias, good morning. My name is Jesse Fernandez, and I am the Program Manager for a District 11 alliance called Communities United for Health and Justice, CUHJ. We're a multiracial alliance here across the district. We are beyond excited to be celebrating the future development of affordable housing, community serving here at the Balboa Park Upper Yard station. This project represents the very best in collaboration between the community and decision makers. And I want to invoke all of the community planners who for 10 years have rolled up their sleeves and time and again made the case to make this project possible, and have done so guided by a heart-filled, community-led process. Our success at the Balboa Park Upper Yard should set an example for people-focused planning for our ever-changing city to always keep people at the forefront of decision-making. I would also like to acknowledge the hard work of our former supervisor, John Avalos, for working with community and advocating for necessary resources that are long overdue across our district. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jesse. Well, we are at the end of our community celebration. Thank you to all the partners that joined us today and to everybody that joined us virtually. Thank you to CUHJ, Instituto Familiar de la Raza, YMCA of San Francisco, Mayor London Breed, Supervisor Safaí, all of the representatives from BART and their team for their support while coordinating this event. And of course, our development partner, Mr. Bill Witt from Related Companies, for their understanding and being able to work with us and identify the needs of this community and the families of District 11. We also want to thank our team at Mission Housing for reaching this milestone, and a special thank to our board of directors for always supporting us. Last but not least, I'd like to send a special thank you to Julio Lara, our Senior Communications Manager, for working on all of the logistics and to make sure this event was a successful and safe one for everyone who participated. Thank you again for joining us, and until the next one.